Welcome to Death Code. In this code along video, we will be making an application that looks like this. This does not have much to explain, but it is a tutorial whose base is built on RecyclerView. So we all will be making a RecyclerView in which we will inflate this kind of custom layout as our list item, and this item will be inflated under or in a staggered view. So you might be wondering what is a staggered view and how it is different from grid view. So if you see this diagram, in this diagram a grid view has uniform size for every and each item of it, but in this staggered grid view we can have custom heights for each item, because in this app currently you can see that name can be of 2 lines, 3 lines, or 4 lines, so it will automatically adjust the size. So in a staggered view this size will affect only this item, but if we are having a grid view it will also affect the other child's layout size. So let's get started. This video can be a very big video because of code along nature. So let's start. So we will be making this kind of an application. So let's start it. Just go into the Enter Studio and file, new project, and name it dummy recycler. For this particular example I'm choosing that name. I don't know why that name came to my mind. Let's just keep it that way. Okay, so here is our Render Studio, and let's make it big. So let's turn it down here. So this is the complete code of this application, in which I'm having models, custom item decorator. I'm having an adapter for my recycler view, and the main activity that runs the view. So for the sake of this application, what I'm doing is I have considered using the API provided by YTS to fetch 20 or more movies, top movies. So this is the link, and I will paste this link below into the section below, and you can access this JSON data from that URL. So first and foremost, we need a data model, because we are fetching this JSON and we need to map it to the Pojo classes. So we need to make a Pojo class. So the easiest way to do it is go to Under Studio, and first and foremost you need to have a plugin installed, JSON Pojo. So if you go to plugins and you will search for JSON Pojo, JSON to Pojo, you will find that there is a plugin called JSON to Pojo, and I have already installed it. You just have to install it and restart the Under Studio, and you're all set. So let's go into this and let's make a new package and name it model. Always remember to make your package names starting from lowercase. It's just a convention. There's no one to judge you on the basis of that, but it's my personal preference. And go to model and click on generate Pojo from JSON, and it will ask that what you want to name your class file. So I will name it model data JSON. Okay, no, movie data JSON, movie data JSON. Okay, and now all you have to do is copy this JSON data, paste it in here. Generate builders, no, we don't. I don't want to the variable start with the letter M. So let's click OK. So you will find that these are all the classes that have been generated. So if you go into the movie data, you will find that there are certain errors, and we need to remove these names or these errors. And some of these errors are because of the dependencies we have not included. So for this project we need 2 3 things. One of them is this JSON that will convert our JSON data to Java objects. So go to the Gradle scripts, build your Gradle app, then paste in the compile. Now go to velocity. Velocity is another library that is open source and been developed by Ravindu1024. So all you knew, this library is used to make network calls and fetch the data that is being written by those network calls. So for that we just need to include this Maven artifact and go to build.gradle project level and just enter it in beneath the center. Now go to again go to the build.gradle that is on app level, and basically in Android programming there are 2 types of Gradle. One is app level and another one is project level. So if you go into the Android and see it as a project view, you will see that it's a dummy project and it does have a build.gradle. But if you go under app, you will see that there is another build.gradle. So build.gradle in project level will apply the changes throughout the project, whether there are multi-module, because you can have multiple modules in single project. That's why build.gradle exists at the project level and as well as on the app level. So let's switch it back to the Android, as I prefer it to be that way. So JSON and velocity, and for loading images into our image views, we need Picasso. Just copy this Picasso's compile variant code, not the compile, it might be a group ID or something. So let's just copy it, paste and there, and no, nothing else we need for now. So these are the three things that we need. Now there are two more things that we need. One is recycler view and the card view. So just go to the your activity main and replace with the constant layout with relative layout, because I will not prefer to use constant layout for this small tutorial. And go to design and you will see at last there is a recycler view, and you can paste it in here and just add the library. So it will automatically add the recycler view as we are showing the data into the recycler view in the card form, in the cards. So if you open the application that we have created earlier, you will see that if you click on this, you will see that these are the card views. So in order to achieve this thing, we need to make an image view, a text view in here, and a rating view, or a text view again. So in layout, I will create another layout file. I will name it as grid underscore item. So once it is renamed, just go into the text. Always remember to replace it with relative layout, but I will be replacing it with card view. So just add the card view in here so that it will import the library and add the required griddle lines in the griddle. So if you go into the app griddle, you will see that card view and recycled view has been added in here. So let's get back to the grid item. And as of now, in activity main, we don't need to do anything else, because this is the recycler view that will be inflating this custom grid item depending upon the adapter. So if you don't know what recycler view, then basically recycler view is like list view, but with the huge difference of memory optimization. If you see in the list view, all the items are loaded at once, but in the recycler view recycles itself and keep the memory count as low as possible. So at a peak or at a most time, recycler view will be loading 6 or 7 items that are visible into the current view. That means if your list view is showing only 3 items, it will be loading only 3 plus 2 more on an average, I suppose. But whatever the number of items are visible to the user, it will only load those items. And if you swipe up and down, it will load the another recycler view items from the adapter itself. So as of now, for this, I don't need a relative layout as a top parent. I need card view as my top parent. So this is all we need to do, and it is saying that we need to know namespace declaration, and this is all we have done till now. Now I don't want its height to be wrap content. Okay, height is good. Width is good. That's all we needed. Always remember, whenever you are making your custom adapters or custom views, always remember, if your requirement says that you are needed to have items into a grid view, so always remember to not to make their width of a static size. That means 200 dp, 400 dp, or whatever, because it makes the view clumsy, because it makes it hard to automatically adjust according to the span size of the grid view or the staggered view. So in this image view, I will be making it match parent, but height will be constant, or 200 dp is more like 150 dp will be more than sufficient. And let's just rename it to be id and let's poster. Okay, cool. So this is the image. So in this card view, what we want is to make a linear layout who will be match parent, height will be wrap content, and this linear layout will be containing this image view and the other childs too, and its orientation, let it be vertical, so it will stack them vertically. and let's make another. Let's just view code and reindent the code because it does not look good. So now image view, text view, match parent, height wrap content, and I'm making the height wrap content so that it can adjust according to the name of the movies and length of the movie's name, and ID will be movie name. Okay, and ID is fine enough. Let's give it padding of 4 dp. So, and let's copy this text from here and paste it down there, and its ID let it be movie. Let's make it rating only, and as we have already supplied padding to the top, I don't want it to have more padding from the top. Okay, BODD on bottom. Command D for duplicating the lines. If you are on Windows laptop, always remember to use Control left and right one. So that's all we need to do with our custom layout. Sorry for that. And let's save it, and it's all saved in here. Let's go to main activity. Or yes, we were on this error of not having this generated and that's all stuff. So you need to just remove this declaration and remove this thing from in here, and remember to copy this line from here and go to data, just paste it in as like this, and import the list view, pressing option enter or alt enter if you are on Windows laptop. Go to meta and repeat the same thing with the meta, and this does not have any list, so we do not need to import that list kind of thingy. So movie is saying that we need to import the list, so alt enter. Let's go to movie data. This is the main root class for the JSON response that we are receiving from the internet, and let's remove it and rename and let's include it. So here we are using serialized name. It comes with the part of JSON that we included, and it maps the object name with the JSON's key name. So it makes it easy to map those JSON data with this class or this Pojo model. So if we are done with the Pojo and the mistakes with the Pojo, and one more mistake I observed while creating that application, that if you go to the movie, you will see that rating is in double. So just make it string, because rating we do not need to perform any kind of mathematical operation on this data type, so I'm making it string and it will be mapped correctly. So let's close it, close all, because we don't need any of them to be open. And one more thing, we have not added the velocity yet to the project. No, I have added the velocity. I think I'm forgetting something. Okay, let's keep going on, and we will observe the things that we need. So the thing is, now let's start with recycler view itself. Recycler view, and let's hook it up with the views counterpart. Previously we needed to typecast the object back into the object type, or the view item to be the mapping with the object type. So but now Android Studio does that for us, and might be the case that Android SDK itself does that for us for ourselves. And I think I have not supplied the ID with the recycler. Let's go back to the activity main. Always keep these things handy, and always remember to open two counter files together so that it's easy to switch from one to another, and name it as movie list. Okay, so this is the ID, and let's hook it up with movie list. Now you might be wondering that this video is going pretty long, but as you can see that this is a quite a long video, and I can just give you the source code and I can just explain that code, but that does not make you type in anything. So let's keep on doing the things and you will learn a lot. So our recycler view is hooked up with this. So after being doing all this stuff, one crucial part is making the adapter for the recycler view, because recycler view shows your data from adapter, and adapter holds the instance to the context, not necessarily a context, but it needs a data set. So in this current tutorial we are going to make a list of movie as our dataset. Let's make a dataset. So if you see in this JSON, if you visualize this JSON into this JSON viewer.stackhu and you paste in this JSON and you go to viewer, you will see that our JSON data contains a lot of data that might be ambiguous or we don't need any of those. In this case we just need this movies list or array. So I will be using this much of data as my data set. I will be fetching all the complete data, but I will be using this bunch of data for my listing. So let's get started with this. And data set, let data set to be equal to new array list. That's all. And now our data set is empty. It is not null, it's empty. So whenever you perform anything or dataset dot get something or dataset dot get any other method, it is not going to tell you that there is a null pointer exception or something like that. Okay, and now we are done with this. Now go to this package and create a new Java class. Let's name it custom adapter. Now our custom adapter is ready, and let's make a class custom view holder that extends RecyclerView holder, and it just tells us to create a constructor that matches super. As we are extending a view holder class that is in the recycler view, we need to call its super constructor. That's why we need to do this thing in here. Now as we are making a recycler view adapter, we need three things: on bind view holder, on create view holder, and get item count. So let's extend from recycler view dot adapter, and that needs an argument of type view holder. So custom view adapter, or no, custom view holder, just a second. Custom view holder is the best candidate for this task as it extends from view holder. Now it just the green bulb says that we need to implement some methods. Let's implement these methods. These are on create view holder, on bind view holder, and get item count. So let's return custom view holder layout translator dot from context. Now we need to create a constructor which we will be invoking from the main activity when we are creating our adapter. So let's make a customer constructor and pass in context and list of movie that will be used as data set for us, movies, and that's all we need. And now make two global variables and make them private, and context and private list of movies. That means movies. So we need to make it public. By default it is packet private. Now copy it and paste in here custom adapter. I don't think that we need public in here. Okay, so now hook our global variables with the data that was sent when a constructor was invoked from the main activity. And let's do this. And movies, movies. I'm using this to specify that from current context invoke that variable and make it equal to the past ones. So our customer, is it customer? Okay, let's rename this again as it was not correctly typed in name. Custom adapter. Okay. What I'm doing today? Custom adapter. Vector. Now our task is done. And instead of making it an outer class, let's make it an inner class and import this class in here. So from context dot inflate r dot layout dot grid item into the parent and make it false. Let's make it equal to view object and return custom view holder and pass the view object from here. That's all. That's all we need to do here, and make it new. Let's erase this and create constructor matching super again, because I somehow renamed the file. So our layout or custom grid item layout has been hooked up with this custom adapter that will be shown into this recycler view. And what we need to do is, instead of returning 0 from the get item count, we need to return movies.size. And as in our custom view, we are having an image view that is named poster, text view which is named as movie name. For instance, let it take movie name, text view again, and that is rating. Now we need to hook these widgets from the UI to the UI. Poster equals to find view by not from the item view dot find view by id and r dot id dot what we named it, poster. Yeah, I think we named it poster. And movie name to be equal to item view dot find view by id r dot id dot, let's open the grid item so that it will be handy for us, movie name and rating. So movie name, and let's duplicate this because we are using again the text view, and that is rating, and make it rating. So our UI widgets are hooked up with the object of those, and now we are done with this. And now let's bind the data with the UI. Now we need to get the movie object from this list. We need to get a specific item or a specific movie based on the position. If you see that in our recycler view or the grid view, we are having, first say we are having 3 items, 1 2 3. So at third position we need the third movie, at sixth position we need the sixth position, at sixth position we need the sixth movie, at eighth position we need the eighth movie. So here this position signifies the position of the tile or the item into the recycler view. So movies dot get from index, that is position, and we are having Picasso to load the image. So here comes the role of context that we will be passing when we will be creating the object of this adapter. Dot load dot load what we want to load, movie. This is amazing what I'm doing today. Movie dot get medium cover image. This is all we need to do into holder dot image view, holder dot poster. So this line will invoke the Picasso with the current context and load the movie title or move the URL into the poster image view. And one more thing you need to do is hook up the text view with this, following the same holder dot movie name dot set text to be movie dot get title, and holder dot rating dot set text to have the movie dot get rating. I suppose it might be into the rating. Yep. So if you go into this movies dataset or the JSON array, you will see that we are having 9 JSON objects in here, or 19 JSON objects. So if you go into the first one, you will see that it does have key value pairs, ID, URL, IMDb code, title. So getTitle returns this title as it was mapped into the Pojo classes, and it returns four types of images: background image original, small cover image, medium cover image, and large cover image. So I am using medium cover image because it is good for the network operations. It will be of less size, and for lower speed connections it will be better to load a medium cover image, as its size is kind of lesser than the large cover image or the background image. So this is all we needed to do into the our adapter class. Am I forgetting something? No, I'm not forgetting something. Let's go to the now let's create an object, create an instance of our custom adapter, and let's make this object by calling the new adapter. Adapter is equals to new custom adapter. It requires context to be sent and dataset to be sent. So I have sent an empty dataset. So if it goes in here, it will return the item count to be 0, not null. It will not be null, so it will never cause a null pointer exception. But if in the main activity you will not initialize this data set to be like this, you will get the null pointer exception from the item count, and you need to be very cautious about it, because if you don't know how it works, you will always be messed up with this thing. So always remember to create an object out of it. So our adapter is ready. Now recycler view, we need to set this adapter to the recycler view. So set adapter and hook the adapter with the recycler view. Now recycler view needs two things, two basic things. One is adapter and one is layout manager. So recycler view dot set layout manager. So I'm adding a staggered grid layout manager, and this takes span count to be 3 and orientation to be vertical. We are making a vertical list. So our recycler view is ready. Now let's make the user velocity and initialize it with whatever number of the threads you want. I will prefer making an even number of threads. So and velocity dot get, and I will be pasting this URL to make a JSON make a request, and I will say connect with new response dot listener, new velocity dot response listener. That's correct. And if it goes into success, we need to convert the JSON response into Pojo classes. So as if you see, if I print, no, I will just completely make this application, then I will print out something, because doing a lot of things might have done something wrong somewhere and it might break. So let's continue on this path. And now what we need is, our main class for the model was movie data JSON. So I need to make an object for movie data JSON, that is movie data.json is equals to new JSON JSON dot dot from JSON, and I will be passing response dot body, because response contains, this is an HTTP response or velocity dot response. If you go into the structure of it, you will see that response contains a lot of things. It contains status code, it contains other methods or other things too. If you go to this, I think you can be body, image, response code, request ID, and response headers and that stuff. But what we are interested in it, in this, the response that we got from the body of the page. So response.body, and what type of class we want to cast it to. I want to cast it to movie data.json class. Now in this movie.json we are having this complete JSON data. Now in our dataset, our dataset is empty, and I will be adding add all. I will be using add all method to add movie data.get movies. So what this does is, if you go into the structure of this, currently the data object is current complete JSON data. If you go into data, that means get data. Now from this get data, you are trying to get the movies that are type of list or array list. So by adding this code in here, movie data movie data.json dot get data dot get movies. I am getting a collection that is iterable. That means a list of data or a collection of movies, and I'm adding all of them to the data set. Once I have added the data to the data set, I will uh, notify the adapter that I have changed the data. Now, once the adapter is getting notified, it repopulates it into the recycler view. So, at the beginning, this data was empty, but as soon as we notified that we have changed the data, it got reloaded into the recycler view. On getting some error, I will be printing or showing a toast main activity dot this, and it will be an error and length will be short. Always remember to use this thing. Always remember to use short or long depending on the various scenarios. If your message is long and needs to be stayed for a long time on the display screen, make sure to use length or long. But as error is a quite small text, we just point with the short length of time. So let's run it and see what happens. Launching activity. I think it's making some protocol. Yeah. So it loaded all the movies in this. Now you can see that StaggeredView is working correctly because you can see that 6.4 is in here and this image is kind of having an upward position as compared to this Marshall position. So you can see that our items are not equally spaced or does not have any spacing around them. So for that I will be using the programmatical approach and I will be making an item decorator. So I will be making a Java class named it custom item, not custom, it's custom item decorator. Okay, it extends from RecyclerView dot item decoration. Item decoration or decorator? Decoration. And we need to override its method get item offsets. This we don't need to call the super and make a variable int half uh, half space define and make a constructor of it and pass in size span padding, name it whatever you want. I'm just making it more readable, and half space to be span padding /2, so it's half the space. So if you can see, if you see this in this current, we all having equal widths from up, top, down and bottom, and we just want to have the same nature into the staggered grid view or the grid view. So what we need to do is, if you see that this is a view and it is having 10 dp as padding or margin, you can say. So what I want to do is I just want to make this current item to have a padding of whatever I supplied it with. If I say that I need a 20 padding, 20 padding in total, so I will make it half and supply that half to be as the margin and half to have as the padding for the outer rectangle. So if you have to see it as, this is the outer rectangle and this is the item. So if we go into this and if outrect dot name, if parent dot get padding left or right or whatever say not equals to half space, then what we need to do is parent dot set padding to be half space, half space, half space, half space. And apart from that, outrect dot top to be half space, command DDD, and let's make it have the semicolons, and bottom, left, and right. That's all we needed to do for this custom item decorator. So it will be having the exact spacing between the, and we don't want to parent dot set clip to padding, set clip to padding false. So it will not click the UI element, or it will not clip the card on the basis of the padding to the padding. So it will be having an good kind of depth effect, or the, you can say, the shadow effect beneath it. So go to main activity and strange RecyclerView dot add item decoration. It is new custom item decorator, and it span padding. So I want to space my item to be 20. So I think it will work. Let's set it again and see what does it contain for, what does it have for us. So now you can see that if I make it a large one, one more large. Okay, this is the maximum size that can I attain. So if you see that our grid items are equally spaced from top, left, right, bottom, and top. I repeat that at the top, I don't know why. So this tutorial is done for me from my side, and you can enhance this in a way whatever you like. And the thing that is cool about the grid views, that you can specify grid span counts 4, 5, 6, whatever. So let's specify it 2 and run it again. And let's wait to restart. This is the old application. Yeah. Okay, there's an issue. Our images are not fitting the size of the grid accordingly. So let's scale type to be center crop. It will crop the sides of the image but try to fill the image view completely. Now this looks okay. That was an old application. Now this looks great, as things are like cut from top left or bottom and right. Let's make it fit XY and see how much does it affects the view itself. This, okay, that was another old no, this does not look good, so let's keep it center crop. Center crops maintain the aspect ratio of the image. It just fills in the complete image view and just crops out the outcasting part of the image, so it looks kind of good and it does not affect the visibility to the user. So just to conclude this video, in this video we just learned how to make an adapter for the recycler view, and how to use staggered grid layout manager with a custom item decorator to provide equal spacing for our grid item views, for our grid items or the custom items for the recycler view. So thanks all, and this is all from my side, and if you like it, comment below. If you have any queries, you can ask me anything about this tutorial or whatever you want to ask, just comment down below. And the source code will be published to GitHub. You can always pull the source from the GitHub, and all the related links to this tutorial, to the libraries, will be provided under this video, under the section below, and you can grab this source from the GitHub itself and you can use it wherever you want. If you like this video, just share it and subscribe the channel, so that it will keep me motivated to make more videos for you guys. I don't know how was the video quality or something, because it was a continuous video and I will not be editing anything out of it. So bye bye, and happy new year to all guys.